A sincerely wonderful good morning for everyone, and welcome to today's stream. My name is Video. I'm a video game streamer who primarily plays RPG games. I am also a hobby voice actor and singer, so you'll hear me do one or both of those things during the stream. My pronouns are he, they, and thank you for the raid. Oh, a surprise raid from MJ. Who could have guessed? Hang on, let me just turn off the echo. There we go. Nobody saw this coming. That's right. It's really hang on, let me find the button. It's really a surprise, but it's really
Awesome!
uh, ooh, Monarch was singing along in the voice chat? Cool. I mean, hello, complete stranger. I hope you enjoyed our first 1999. Hello to the stranger who sings. I don't need the world to see. Oh yeah, just singing along. Eclipse raid message? I guess Eclipse lost it. Let's see. Who is this decaf who came in my raid? Never heard of him. Me neither. I've never heard of a decaf. That sounds like a weird name. Oh, Jig Rabble's here. Hello, Jig. Well, actually, I don't know what to call you, so maybe I should just call you Jig Rabble. But Jig Rabble is also a streamer. Please do check them out. They also play Genshin Impact and other gacha type games. How lovely of you to sing to us right off the bat. Almost like you knew you were coming. What a funny coincidence. Right. Totally, totally planned this out. Even though today's stream wasn't supposed to happen. But hello everyone. Welcome in. Yes, I do have a sponsorship going. But it does require a PC. So no one has to do it if they don't have a PC or like don't have the time for it. It's totally fine. Um so good at surprises. Yes. Very surprising. Oh yeah, that's why you forgot it because you were in the zone singing. I get that. I'm like that too sometimes. What's the plan for Reverse 1999? Well, hang on. Let me just switch to the game. And I have background play off because I was trying to, play the game while also uh, participating in MJ's stream. So the music wasn't blaring in my ears while MJ was talking. I love Reverse 1999. My favorite is Tenet. Who's yours? Um, you know, I haven't really thought about who my favorite character in Reverse is. I suppose Balloon Party would probably be my favorite, both in terms of playstyle and just like general vibe. Although Medicine Pocket's probably a close second, and maybe X too. Hmm. Though if we're talking about like who is literally just who is literally just me in the game, um, I would say the person who has the same name as me, Name Day. Name Day seems like he's someone who's really interested in stories, and that just seems to be my vibe. So I hope that eventually, when becomes playable, we learn more about him, and maybe we get to learn to fall in love with his character. You know, he is just us, dude, and that's what's so fun about it. Come on, don't you want to share your story with me? Here, have this tea. This totally normal tea. What? It tastes exactly like in your memories? Huh? Isn't that funny? Pavia and Zima are your beloved. You need them badly. Zima is also Enma, but then I recently learned from you actually that that's how that's pronounced. My Pavia is not built at all.
Come in. It's fine. Just be careful not to be eaten by them.
What was his line? It was, uh, what was it? Something like, "You won't die soon," or something like that. Huh? Police's number. Yeah. I tend to just like do random voice things. Because I'm a hobby voice actor. Okay, so what is the plan for Reverse 1999? That I definitely plan in advance. Yes. Well, we're gonna do a 2 hour stream because I have to sleep at 11 or 12, depending on how late it is. It is the weekend, so I am allowed to sleep late. Actually, he says, I love Eclipsa while he ults. I love Eclipsa! Okay, I should not have said that on stream. Oh man. Well, that that's on the internet now. Alright, let me just grab stuff from the wilderness. You wished your tenant said that, but you can't even come home. My lord, it appears that you haven't found me yet. Well, keep trying your luck. Maybe I'll say I love you if you roll for me well. You could always shell out your wallet. Oh man, Tenant has those spicy vibes. Oh, it's you. No, you're not disturbing me. Do as you will. Would you like to be alone? If you're willing, please, go ahead. Whiling away the time with friends is indeed a wonderful thing, but it would be even better if one could spend a moment alone. The moment of wisdom. Oh, puppy. Oh, okay, up you go. Whee! Yes? You keep pulling at my leg. What you want? What you want? You want? Yeah. Hey, Water. It's been a while. Welcome in. Yeah, Water. It is a puppy. We're not watching Asubasa anymore. I don't know who that is. If you haven't met Ensign, by the way, this is Ensign Harry Kim. He's named after, Ensign Harry Kim from Star Trek. Oh, okay. You copied something from a different chat. Yeah. Okay, you're done now. Whee! Hang on. He took the soundboard with him.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that.
I
Okay,
wasn't
so I got
sleeping.
both earbuds. You wanna go outside, boy? Wanna go outside? Okay, go outside. Go outside. Be free! He's gonna be back in like 5 minutes. He just likes the aircon in the room, and then he goes out to like warm up and then go back in to cool down again. It's very cute, but also it does like um interrupt the stream sometimes. So expect that'll happen a lot. Yeah, we donked. Okay, so I didn't actually plan anything for this stream. So I am already done with Rayashiki, the story, and I'm also done with Rayashiki's whatchamacall this, in the not in the purpose, the side stuff. So the things we could do in 2 hours, we could do Eternity's Anecdote. Though it's been so long since I heard Eternity's voice, I might not do her justice. Or we could do Vila's side story, but I'm pretty sure Vila's side story will be like 3 hours. So I guess I should do the Anecdote. Yeah. Yeah. Mains bulletin, nothing is new there, as we saw in MJ's stream. By the way, if I didn't already say this, please follow the wonderful MJ if you aren't already. MJ is like a, a gotcha streamer, but wants to do full time Reverse 1999. And Reverse 1999 is a very wonderful game with like deep, complex characters, a lot of tragic, dark stories, but um, always so interesting and diverse and very like um, what's the word, emotional. It's really amazing how much they've packed into the writing of this game, paired with the art and the character design. It's like there's no such thing as a perfect thing, but Reverse 1999 is like very close. Anecdote is fine. Okay. But just so that I have a baseline here, because again, it's been a long time since I heard Eternity's voice.
It's always good to have you here, no matter if you found a bargain or
suffered
suffered a loss.
Speak slowly. Okay. Speak slowly. I would like to hear Idol, please.
Hey, my child. Do you have a television here? I'd fancy taking a nap with my blanket on the sofa.
Alright, soft spoken, slow. Got it. Just for
Go on. Try holding,
holding
it.
it.
And
I
feel its temperature rising in your hand.
Right?
Easy, sweetheart. Take it easy.
Okay, I think I got it. So, just gotta make sure that we don't rush through it. Because that is my fatal flaw when it comes to speaking. Is sometimes I get excited and speak too fast. Use a penumbra can to unlock. Every 100 activity, consume, grants an image box. Ooh, okay, that's different. Consume image boxes and reminiscence to unlock lost messages. Oh. The anecdote's different. Oh, interesting. It's like the survey missions. Excuse me. So I won't be able to see all of this, necessarily. Huh. Oh, and I have to actually play the anecdote, don't I? I see. So for doing all of it... Same rewards, okay. Plus a nice little 5-star side cube here. The carries below 80% HP. Gain damage dealt plus 6%. When not afflicted with stats down, gain incantation might 8%. Hey, not bad for our newer players. I mean, I won't use it, but again, that's because I'm late game. Okay, let's go. So, folks, sit back, relax, and enjoy the vibes. We're gonna be playing the anecdote here, which is a side story, and I'll be doing all the voice acting. Sorry in advance for any accents that I mess up. Part 1. An old dream left. I often think of that place, with the lake water seeping through the cabin, and a desk lamp calmly strolling amid cobwebs and beams. Oh, making sure that I'm recording this for YouTube later. Ooh, okay, a new character. Alright, I'm just gonna give you a generic voice. My name is Brian Finn. Oh, old man voice? Okay. Less than accomplished film director. With the meager talents given to me by God, I've made films that defy classification as either good or bad. Yet I've never managed to create a film I can truly call my own. Ugh. Now, even the generosity of the divine has reached its end. Italian? Am I doing Italian? I think I am. Oh well. His rough hand trembles as it gropes around. It runs over the table's edge, pushes past the half of a medicine box, knocks over an uncapped pen, but never reaches its intended destination.
Please?
Dad, stop looking through those old film reels. Dr. David said you should be resting in bed. Besides, your works already won over all those investors, and they're sharper than Wall Street's finest. What regrets could you possibly have left?
Her brother speaks up, his pride in his father's achievements ringing in his voice.
Yes.
Yes, Dad. The critics have nothing but praise for your movies, especially New England Dream. The old man's hand lingers in the air. No, my dear boy. New England Dream is the biggest regret of my life. 40 years squandered on that thing. I still never truly completed it. The editing alone took up years of my life. But no matter how many changes I made, I couldn't feel that emptiness. That failure has haunted me for decades. This very day, in fact. At this point, I have no choice but to confess that I failed to capture the essence of a true vampire. Oh! We're finally gonna learn why Eternity keeps being called a vampire. Not even a sliver of that elusive inspiration The old man becomes agitated, sparking a coughing fit.
Compared to a vampire I saw, it lacks something vital. Some essential element.
But what could that be, Dad?
I... I don't know.
A hushed silence falls in the bedroom. Even the sound of Brian's hurried breath is fading. They are becoming slow and intermittent, as if they might cease at any moment. A profound regret weighs heavily upon each breath.
Son, would you get me my notebook from the desk?
Yes.
Yes. And turn it to the latest page.
Hold on.
Yes, Dad. I'll get it right away. The boy hurries out the door, while the girl looks at her father with a melancholy gaze, her face etched with concern.
But your eyes! Don't worry about me, Ilya.
His eyes have long lost their vitality. They are embedded in deep, wrinkled sockets.
It has been my faithful companion for many years. Even with these failing eyes of mine, I can still read the thing through to touch alone.
Dad, here. Here it is. Okay, I think I'm slipping between Italian and Russian, so I'm not even gonna try to identify what accent I'm doing right now. Robin carefully placed the notebook in his father's hand.
Ah, yes. This is a far more useful than any concoction of pills. Don't you agree, old friend?
With some effort, he studies his frail frame.
I still need to document everything faithfully. At least, for now anyway. We have one last journey to make. The final stretch. Now, where should I begin? The tale begins in New England, I believe. Back then, I was young, timid, and filled with fear of the unknown.
Oh look, it's the cabin from Nightmare at Green Lake. The anecdotes tend to use a lot of backgrounds, reuse a lot of old backgrounds. But, you know, they don't have to like look like any specific place. It's just nice for me to spot. And honestly speaking, this could be any cabin in the woods. A cabin, nestled between dense woods and a lake, a common sight in any horror film. Moss climbs the windowsills and eaves the cabin's exterior, as if silently repelling any visitors. Sadly, it does nothing to repel young, reckless children.
Damn! You reckon there's really a witch here brewing posts from baby hair? What kind of baloney are you talking about now? I heard there's a vampire hanging around in these woods. You know, the kind that has fangs with hollow tips, so it can pierce the skin on your neck and suck your blood.
He placed his hand on the quivering shoulder beside him.
Hey!
Good grief! Would you look at little Brian? If he shivered any faster, he could be a hand crank operator in my uncle's generator factory. I bet he's already got a fresh diaper at the ready. Cut it out, you guys. We should head back. I really don't want to fall behind on Miss Madison's homework.
Jared pats him on the shoulder and pushes him forward.
Don't worry, little Brian. Legend has that vampires keen on blood from strapping young men, not scrawny little monkeys. Then Brian will be the safest one among us.
The pressure on Brian's shoulder intensifies. Man, I've been in a situation where you just kind of hang around bullies because as a kid, you think you don't have any other choice in terms of like friends. So you let yourself get pushed around, thinking that they're your friends, but they're not really. I hope Brian finds better friends in this story.
The legend's about a bunch of hooey, right?
Oh, sorry.
Of course it is. Yeah, so what are you so afraid of, little Brian?
A breeze blows past the door, causing it to creak creepily.
Off you go, good sir. Take a gander deep inside for us and say, "How do you do" to Mr. Vampire.
Ooh, first person. Nice. The shove from behind sends Brian staggering forward. He falls in an even more sinister looking room, hitting his head on the corner of a table.
Ugh!
Oh,
Oh, look at what you've done now, you klutz! You've scared all the critters! Oh, my head! Bye, little Brian. We waiting for your triumphant return to town.
And they locked him in the house. The door slammed shut.
Don't leave me here! You can't do this to me! I don't want to be eaten by a vampire!
His head spins as consciousness slips away in darkness. Uh-oh. You better slow your heart rate. That's how they smell you. A loud rumbling sound approaches from afar.
That noise. It feels like my head's about to explode. Good lord, is that an earthquake?
Blue. A subtle blue seeps into the room. From under the bed, through the cracks in the wooden floor. Coraline?
you are.
Am I hallucinating, or is there really a vampire living here? Blue ripples wash over the walls, the desk, the lamp, and the wooden chair are all tinged with its cool hue. They pick themselves up and start moving. They dance the endless blue, eventually surrounding the young boy. It is as if they have been brought to life.
Oh.
Oh.
And a part one. Oh no! You actually get to see her.
You don't look too well, my uninvited friend. Need a hand? You...
I ask.
Are you a vampire?
The angel-faced woman seems uninclined to answer.
Clearly, you're in desperate need of a good rest.
The blues reach his temples, blanketing everything in sight. He gives in, sinking into slumber and returning tranquility. I have never forgotten what I saw that day. I firmly believe that in the cramped little cabin, I saw a true vampire. She was so beautiful, so captivating, and brimming with a passion for life. That was our first encounter. After that, I fantasized countless times about meeting her again. Until... Okay, that's the end of part one, and it's a good time for me to remember, because this is an impromptu stream, I didn't actually prepare all the things I'm supposed to, and one of those things is my water. You know, voice acting is very fun, but also, holy cow, does it dry out my throat real quick. Uh, So let's make sure to stay hydrated. And folks, please do the same. MJ, you just did a 3-hour stream, so if you're still here, please get your rest and do your self-care things. Hydrate yourself, if you would. If you're not, hope you have a great rest of your day. There we go. Part 2. Savior out of the blue. She saved the potential embarrassment and salvaged the heart that couldn't let go. I just realized I probably should have done the reminiscence thing first. The war came, forcing all of us to put aside childish things and grow up. Myself included. It was a cruel
in the solemn mass farewell. It forced every one of us to say goodbye to our dreams, to the past, and to the world we knew. Before I knew it, I was conscripted and boarded on an army jeep, venturing into foreign lands.
Once again, back on the scene before, though this time, interestingly enough, close to the time period. This isn't the main story background. I won't say from where, because there might be some folks here who haven't played the main story yet. But you can see the piano in the back, as well as the specific drinks from that main story, and the bartending area there. The atmosphere rises amid the clinking of glasses, as if everyone should toast the victory at hand, while they still can. Cheers, gents! He drained his glass in one gulp.
To a brighter tomorrow! Sergeant Finn, why the hell are you still clutching that little book of yours? You ain't running the sweet nuns to dame back home, are ya?
Oh, okay. So, Dame and mentions of like other words like that. I think this is America. So I should switch to neutral accent then. I'll drop the Russian Italian or whatever accent I was doing. Switching everyone's voice to American in my head. Well, neutral. Come on. There's nothing wrong with that. And I can tell you, Pete, when you get back home, you'll be spinning tales even taller than Brian here. Go ahead. Write whatever you want, Brian. Hey, and don't forget to mention the part where I lead the charge. He slaps Brian's shoulder heartily. Brian clutches his notebook. This isn't a letter. It's my research.
Oh.
Oh? That's something you don't hear every day. Let me have a look.
He strides forward, snatching the notebook from Brian's hands.
Hey!
Hey! They're just a few rough ideas. It's not finished yet. The other man doesn't seem to care.
Mm-hmm.
Compilation of data on mysterious vampires. You ain't got a torch from Miss Julia, have you?
Hi, Hanabi. Welcome in. We're doing a surprise stream.
I'll admit, she's got a gentle touch when she's banding us up, and the way she draws blood is very light. I almost fell asleep the last time she did it. Tough luck, Brian. You've got more rivals here than a dog has fleas. But I'm sure comparing Miss Julia to a vampire would earn you a sock to a jaw from some of the straighter shooters in the squad.
They look at Brian with pity, as if mourning this lost cause. Haha, yeah, you missed the puppy. Yeah, surprisingly, it's not like scratched back in yet, but I'll be back later. This isn't for Julia. Brian shook his head. Brian shook his head firmly, a serious expression on his face. Being called a vampire is hardly insulting. They're symbols of beauty, purity, and everlasting life. You say that, but have you ever even laid eyes on a real vampire? They're just made up stories I believed when I was a kid.
Of course.
But I'll grant you that they're pretty handy for spooking little rascals. I've seen a real vampire. Yeah, Hanabi. Yeah, okay. Yes, Hanabi. You can be a vampire. You can also be a top. You can be whatever you put your mind to being. Why am I so hurtful? It is how we express our love. The lore, by the way, guys, is that Hanabi here is my non-blood related twin. Um, we got to know each other a couple years back from our mutual love of musicals, and have been fast friends ever since. Also, Hanabi like helped me get started streaming, so you know, also twins in that aspect. Where Hanabi is a pan poly and like general
what do you call this? Pan, poly, shihir, um, not gender fluid. What's the word? Um, like very expressive with their personality and their demi boy. There you go. Thank you, demi boy. Chaos gremlin. There, even better. Where Hanabi is a chaos gremlin. Um, I am a he they, but for they them. Aromantic asexual. So Hanabi got all of the horny genes, even though we're not really related. They fall into a brief silence. And yet Decaf is the evil twin. That's right. I'm the evil twin, and Hanabi is the evil twin. But one of us is actually the evil twin. They fall into a brief silence. Then a burst of raucous laughter. I gotta hand it to you, Sergeant Finn. Your sense of humor is something else. You've got a real knack for storytelling.
It's true.
I'm being serious. When I was a kid, I saw her. Ever since then, I've been on the hunt for more information about her. Even just a sliver. She was perfect. Everything I could ever imagine. Just like... What are you looking at? Brian, you don't think there's a vampire lurking somewhere at the shindig, do you? Brian scans the room, eagerly seeking to validate his claim. It's funny because I'm half and half. I am an asexual pan. Yeah. Koala's the nice, healthy middle ground. Okay, so it seems like all of my artists... No, sorry. Half my artist friends are out here. So, first, let me just shout out Koala here. Koala and Hanabi, both of them are artists on my stream. And I commissioned them for art. My profile picture is Hanabi, and a bunch of my emotes are Hanabi as well. The offline screen is Koala, and a bunch of my emotes are also from Koala. So, if you want to check them out, please do check out their Ko-fi pages via this command. Yeah. Go commission art from them. They have Ko-fi pages where they can make art for you. Their commissions are open. Well, of course, it's still by request. So make sure that you ask them first before you confirm what you want from them. They are safe for work artists, so to my knowledge, they don't necessarily do NSFW, though, always ask and always get consent, just to be sure. Yes, I have a sponsorship. But people don't have to do that. I already shelled out enough on that, and I kind of hit my goal already. Like you can see over here, this is the sponsorship goal. I already hit the main goal of getting enough money for a new tattoo, so that's gonna be here. To couple with the amaryllis tattoo on my arm. The other goal is Just Dance stream, which honestly speaking, I'm probably gonna do anyway once we hit the 500 followers goal at some point. And the stretch goal is reading fan fiction. So, again, I've already hit the goal. So I'm already happy with what we got. Brian scans the room, eagerly seeking to validate his claim. The club is busting with people. The heavy conversation crisscrossing lights make his head spin. As Brian's eyes sweep the room, he abruptly comes to a halt. Ooh! Okay, he's actually here. Can it be the one we didn't finish? Lord of the Rings one? Sure, why not? What a delightful to see you here again, Mrs. Kate. Oh wait, no, this is the bartender talking. Hey, what delight is to see you here again, Miss Kate?
Dear.
Isn't it just? It's been ages since we last saw each other.
Oh.
Oh, how I envy you, Winnifred. You haven't aged a bit.
Oh no, okay. So I gave a random person a Turkey's voice. what's the name? Mr. Darcy and Pride and Prejudice. What's her name? Mrs. Bennet. Yeah, Miss Bennet. I'll give Kate Miss Bennet's voice. Elizabethan, sure.
Huh? Time does have an elusive magic, doesn't it?
Brian's hands begin to tremble. He rubs his eyes in disbelief. Elizabeth Bennet, thank you. Thank you, Koala. He tries to speak, but the lump in his throat says otherwise. Then he croaks out. It's her! Before he realizes what he's doing, he's striding toward her.
Hey!
Hey, Brian! What's the big idea? He tugs at Brian's sleeve, his voice lowered. Have you lost it, man? I know she's a looker, even more so than Miss Julia, but that lady's way out of your league. I spied her over in the commander's office. Even the top brass couldn't tip their hats to her. I heard you're a special guest for a munitions supplier. You even got ties to the underground here. Apparently, you better kiss that pipe dream goodbye. He grabs the air where the cuff of Brian's shirt should be, but it's already gone. Get it right? I know too much Pride and Prejudice. Well, sorry. I'm really bad with names and faces, okay? It's part of ADHD. Like, remember, it took me 3 months to learn your name, Hanabi. Brian is now standing in front of her, the notebook in his hand trembling violently.
Hi.
Hello? Hello, ma'am?
Huh.
Hello, sir. That was quite the entrance.
She smiles gently, seemingly used to such disturbances.
I'm sorry.
No, I mean learning your name online, like Hanabi Kitty. Like, I didn't even know how to pronounce it when I saw it. I think at some point I called you Hana instead of Han or Hanabi. Oh, please accept my apologies, ma'am. I didn't mean to offend you. It's just... You look just like someone I met a long time ago.
Not exactly the slickest line I've ever heard. Sir, if you hope to make new acquaintances, I sincerely suggest you use a less cliched opener next time.
Wow, that's all of them. Cool. I'm gathering information on vampires. That's why I had to talk to you. The lady before him chuckles ambiguously.
You catch on quick. But do I really look like a vampire? Perhaps because of my striking white hair? It is saddening when those noble ladies pester me to reveal the secret behind maintaining such a style.
No.
No! You misunderstand. I believe that vampires are a special race, possessing advantages ordinary people don't. For instance, using human blood as nourishment allows them to gain stronger physiques, and more importantly, maintain their vitality and appearance for much longer. They are the embodiment of beauty and the favorite children of God.
That's quite an imaginative theory. But it isn't quite aligned with medical science, does it?
Yeah, no. Not even plasma can do that. Stem cells maybe, but we're not there yet. She downs her drink in one swig.
The creatures that most closely resemble your description are bats. They feed on human blood and are active at night, but they don't gain long lives or beautiful days in doing so. On the contrary, they're filthy and germ-ridden, making them one of the animals we despise most. Even in the realm of arcane biology, no such individuals exist. If there is in fact a race capable of eternal life, they would be marred by ugliness and prone to disease. I, on the other hand, have heard some more substantial tales. the Rusalki by the water's edge. They have long, flowing hair, snatch up sailors, and plunder their ships to maintain their appearance. Of course, rather than indulge in hearsay, you could always venture north and see them for yourself.
But I swear, I've seen you before.
Oops.
If you don't want to be seen as an agent of the underworld, or a spy dispatched by an arms dealer, stop attracting so much attention. Those people are all ruthless extremists. They don't want anyone more than necessary to be mixed up in emerging intelligence. It'd be better for the both of us.
Thank you. Brian looks around. His companions are still waving at him from afar.
But
Nevertheless, I still believe that vampires exist. I won't give up. He nods and makes to leave.
Wait, young man.
Ooh. Smooth. He actually got her number. It's an exquisitely crafted business card, with both deep and shallow patterns reflected on it. It feels almost watery to the touch.
Take it.
Winnifred. Ma'am, my name's Brian.
Very good, Mr. Brian.
Fascinating.
Maybe one day we'll do business together.
Right. Brian, momentarily stunned, realizes that she has already vanished without trace. He placed the business card in his breast pocket, carefully smoothing out the creases. But did I really remember it all wrong? It's all a dream. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I've traveled the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to be used by you. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to be abused. Sorry, give me one moment here. I forgot that I'm supposed to monitor my stream with my phone. And click. There we go. That way I can actually see some other stuff. There we go. Okay. I'll put that down first. Part 3. Movie Boom. We experience movies, dreams, and the constant moving of time. So is Brian here gonna be a young man still? Okay, right. Changing to neutral accent. Everything that happened that night vanished almost as abruptly as it appeared. Except for the card that remained pressed against my chest. Due to a number of events, I never did go looking for that woman named Winnifred. Of course, I continued to collect everything I could about vampires, despite the rest of the world seeing this a total waste of time. Eventually, even the ribbing from my comrades quieted down. Some died on the battlefield, while others went missing, never to be heard from again. It seemed as though everything around me was silently saying that our previous encounter was nothing more than a memorable shadow, something not even worth remembering. The war raged on.
shoving one young life after another into the fray. They rushed onto the battlefield and never once looked back.
Of course.
And of course, that included yours truly.
Yep.
It wasn't long before I too felt the effects of war. During an offensive on an enemy outpost, I caught a stray bullet to the chest.
No, it's the campsite.
I was rushed to a field hospital, but to the doctor's surprise, the wound wasn't serious. Other than some scrapes and the usual chronic joint ache from too much marching. I was fine.
But
It was the card nestled against my chest. It stopped the bullet. The bullet struck. There was a warm sensation on my chest, a kind of soothing vibration. I spent a long time after that racking my brain, but I could never remember. On that night, when the mysterious Winnifred handed that card to me, had it been as solid and lustrous, such a deep sea blue sheen, as it was that day when I was shot.
For a moment, the steady ticking of the clock on the wall is the only sound in the room.
Oh.
You never told us any of this before.
yes.
Right. These stories are amazing. A card that protected you in the heat of battle? Boy, how I wish I could have seen it. The boy's face is alive with wonder.
I'm sorry, my boy. You'll probably never get to see it. I lost it some time later during my work.
Oh.
Oh, was that when you were a director? The old man's eyes closed, as if shifting through decades of trivial memories.
I don't think so. Back then, I was busy trying to make ends meet. I carried my notebook everywhere, hoping to find a job.
Mm-hmm.
But later on, you made it, didn't you? Robin cocked his head up, full of pride in his father.
That too was fate, my boy. In the face of the divine, all we can do is accept God's plan. Ever since I survived on the battlefield, I never doubted the mission God had bestowed upon me. He inspired me to continue my search for vampires until the end of my life.
As he speaks, a rare flush colors the old man's face, reminiscent of his once reckless and stubborn self.
Don't you think you should rest for a bit?
Brian shook his head.
Time stops for no one, my dear. And right now, it's not on my side.
He turns to the next page in his notebook.
When the war ended, I was discharged. It was then that I enrolled at the University of Southern California to study film. I had hoped to create a film, one that belonged to vampires, and to me.
Where are we now?
Hey!
Now listen, Brian. Wait. Now listen. No, Brian's already high pitched, but this guy's also high pitched. Oh well, we just have to deal with it. Now listen, Brian. Tomorrow's your big shot. Your first solo shot. Don't screw it up. Capiche? Huh? These highfalutin dames want their own silver screen moment. They're out of our league, man. They don't give a dang about your vampire flick fantasies. And they sure as heck ain't planning to play a part in your picture. You savvy? Yes, Mr. Danny. If the press gets wind of any more beef where you're concerned, you'll be out on the street. And you can take your cockamamie dreams with you. Brian quietly placed his notebook into his pocket. Buckle down. Mr. Mars' clan is loaded. The film industry's in the pits right now, and scratching up a job ain't a walk in the park. Without the dough from this job, You'll never get your dreams off the ground. He gives Brian a symbolic slap on the shoulder.
Hmm?
Oh?
Mr. Brian. Mr. Brian,
Mm-hmm.
the lady of the house ready for you. She is waiting in the drawing room.
Thank you. I'll be right there. He shakes his head, hastily putting away his notebook. Takes a deep breath and hurries to the drawing room. Ma'am, are you in there? I'm Brian from Divine Union Pictures. I'm here to shoot your film.
Huh.
Answer. Only the goddess Sharpedonis.
It seems there's not. Hang on. It seemed that this was just another one of God's little jokes. When I least expected it, the gears of fate locked in place once again. And as they turned, the noise nearly deafened me.
Oh. Okay. This is her house clothes. That's why this is her other outfit. Okay.
Nice to meet you, new guy.
Nice to meet you.
Huh.
Mr. Daddy didn't come with you? What a shame. I thought we worked quite well together.
Brian opens his mouth, but finds himself speechless. The figure before him is both alien and familiar, like a beautiful bubble one cannot bear to burst.
Hmm.
Oh well, I trust your company, and you won't let me down, will you?
Of course.
Of course not. Miss, Winnifred?
It's a pleasure to work with you.
She extends her hand. You look as young as ever.
Have we met before? Instead of waiting for an answer,
Instead of waiting for an answer, she gives a nonchalant chuckle that turns into a gentle yawn.
I get that a lot. Usually from discerning customers angling for a bargain on whatever treasure they have their eyes on. But a little flattery can't easily sway those of us using my time. I will accept the compliment, however. Just know that you'll have to do much more than that for me to get a bonus from me, young man. You need to show a little more heart.
Huh.
Huh. But if you send me the footage a week early, and maybe extend its duration to...
She earnestly haggles to herself.
Uh,
Do you really not remember me? Back at Officers Club.
Oh.
A heady silence fills the air.
Oops.
I'm truly sorry. As you can see, I've tried my best to recall.
Okay. I think she's playing coy. He said that this is after the war, so at least a few years would have passed. So maybe she's trying to play coy to like keep him off the scent that she is like someone who's lived for much longer than normal. Part 4. Just a popcorn movie. The popcorn is already crunchy and delicious, so there's no need to waste time finding a good movie to watch. I hope. Let's see. Brian turns the business card to its owner's hands. The card is severely worn. The bullet hole and scratches almost entirely obscure its original appearance. I've always wanted to thank you in person, Miss Winnifred. Whether you remember me or not, your business card saved my life. I just I just never imagined I'd meet you here, like this.
Hmm.
Oh. She waves her hand dismissively and places the card on the table.
Huh.
So it's you. What a surprise.
Clearly, perfunctory pleasantries cannot dampen Brian's enthusiasm.
Yes.
Yes, I never imagined that after all these years, you would look exactly the same as I remembered. Now I'm all the more certain. You must be a vampire. Or at least, 1/8 of your blood is vampiric. It aligns perfectly with my script. My goal is to lift the veil of mystery hanging over vampires, to expose those false legends and rumors. He becomes more excited as he speaks, scribbling in his notebook.
Hmm.
Just think about it. Miss Winfred, don't you want to finally change the public's misconceptions about vampires?
At least.
At least we can show the world a more beautiful, more real image. Winifred shakes her head and reclines on the fashionable Persian sofa.
Well, Mr. Brian, how are you going to do that?
With a film.
Of course.
A film, of course. I'm planning to make one about vampires. The only thing that no one's going to invest in it, the only thing is that no one's going to invest in it, and I haven't finished the script yet. But I believe that as long as you're going to be the leading lady, everything will fall into place. Maybe start a personal documentary. You know, investigating your lineage and family, the unsolved past of vampires. That would surely catch investors' attention. It's the perfect opportunity to tap into a new market. Man, this guy's ahead of his time. Vampire movies are going to be like a huge thing from like the 50s or like the 40s on. Yeah, 50s on, sorry.
I'd say your idea has legs, Mr. Brian.
Oh.
Though then again, we are living in a world where arcanists are real. So it could just be treated as fiction, even with like a, well, I don't know this for sure yet, a real vampire acting in the movie or like sharing their story in the documentary.
But I'm afraid I'm not interested.
Bits of cold water splash on Brian's face.
Why?
Why?
I don't care about movies. Sitting still for 2 or 3 hours or more is like a subtle punishment than a pleasure. Besides, staring at a screen for such a long time robs our eyes of the brightness. That's the kind of damage no amount of cosmetics can save.
I'm looking at 2 screens and a ring light. Don't forget to take screen breaks, guys. Every hour and a half or like every 2 hours. So, what kind of film do you want from us?
Huh.
A talk show, like the night show, would be great. No one needs to go anywhere. We can all just relax on the sofa, chat about fashionable, superficial things, and laugh without a care in the world. We could also adopt a theme that captures life's little fragments and piece them back together. Yes, that would be interesting.
She stretches languidly, looking expectantly at the cameraman before her.
Mr. Danny promised me just that. What was it? A comfortable atmosphere, simple requirements, and no need to lift a finger.
Brian sets down his notebook, sighing in resignation. Winifred nods contentedly. She eyes the wall clock. 3:15.
Excellent. We'll get started shortly. The client I have scheduled for this afternoon is due any moment now. We should be able to glean some free, authentic material.
Mm-hmm.
As you wish, ma'am. Brian is adept with the camera and is serious about capturing every shot. He successfully filmed Winnifred's leisurely afternoon, just as she had hoped. Afternoon tea, strolls in the garden, sunbathing. There is no doubt that Winnifred is pleased with them. This knocking seems rougher than usual. Winfred! Winfred! Open up! I know you're in there!
Oops.
Look, friends. It seems we have another ill-mannered customer.
She faced the camera, offering a more polite smile than usual.
Regardless, the customer always comes first.
She steps forward and opens the door.
Welcome, Mr. Madison. My, it's been a long time since we last met, hasn't it? What a nostalgic reunion this is.
We saw each other just last month, Miss Winfred.
His voice accented with hints of barely repressed anger.
You sold me that memory lamp, saying it could faithfully record all it illuminates. But in actual fact,
He flips the switch. The lamp casts a warm yellow light.
Yes, just like this. Just imagine, you'll be able to eternally cherish the warmest, most beautiful scenes of your entire family under this very light. Just think, no more worry about maintaining picture frames or power outages. All you need is a little bit of arcane energy, and you can preserve everything, even their voices. Oh, what a joyous scene. Just thinking about brings a tear to the eye. The memory lamp is a one-of-a-kind piece. Snag it now for the low price of 10,000 Sharpadonies.
He turns off the lamp.
Huh.
Oh, it's running smoothly, and the image is clear enough. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it, no. It certainly meets the standards of my other goods. Thank you for your testimony, Mr. Madison.
that's precisely the issue.
It's ridiculous.
When you were selling me the lamp, it recorded a little test run perfectly. But after I took it home, no matter how many adjustments I made, even if I busted its bulb, the image didn't change one iota.
Oh.
And is there something wrong with that, Mr. Madison?
She tilts her head, appearing somewhat puzzled.
Just as I advertised, it can faithfully record all it illuminates. Oh, little lamp, this is the reward you get for working hard and doing your job to the letter.
She runs her finger across the scratch on the lamp's surface and sighs deeply.
Weren't you the one who asked for a preview of how the lamp works?
That's right.
Ah, my heart was just as heavy as yours in that moment. What a shame that you just couldn't trust the quality of my product without having to use up its power on a demonstration.
Shoot.
Oh my god. Really? That's so scummy.
You!
That's too far.
You charlatan! You wily capitalist!
His fist clenched as his face flushes with anger.
Oops.
Our transaction was entirely above board, as you well know. Besides, getting rough now would only land you in a heap of legal trouble.
She points amiably at the camera, documenting the entire affair. Whoops.
Of course, if you so desire, I do offer a buyback service at a tenth of the original price.
The man storms out, slamming the door behind him.
How disappointing.
Upon the exit of the guest, the day's filming ends as scheduled.
That's a wrap.
Oh.
You're looking a little down, Mr. Bryan.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Miss Winnifred. I was just wondering if the scene would fit in your documentary. It was quite a negative encounter.
There's no need to worry about that. I think it has a certain comedic quality, don't you? It reminds me of an episode of The Night Show, which you just have to watch, by the way. Just be careful not to cut laughing.
By that point, I had to admit that Miss Winnifred wasn't the vampire I'd imagined. In fact, our brief dreamlike encounters hadn't allowed me to truly understand her. But even then, I clung to my belief, hoping in vain to find what I so desperately wanted to be true.
Ah, yes. The manic pixie dream girl.
I continued to pour my heart into the documentary, the vessel of my vampiric passion.
Alright, let's take another hydrate break real quick. So yeah, like I said, I wasn't really planning on streaming today. Uh, just kind of did it on a whim, and I had actually just gotten home from my bike ride. I bike to and from work, and by bike I mean like pedaling bike. Um, so you'll have to forgive me if I'm a little bit um, thirsty. So my hydration breaks might be a lot. I don't just take like sips. I will full on chug water. Um, though I have found a way to do it in such a way that I'm able to like keep myself from burping. Not that my burps are like particularly gross or anything like that. Just like as an etiquette thing. Just trying to contain it or make it seem less in your face. Oh, I just lost a hairpin. Speaking of, I'm gonna go ahead and fix my hairstyle. Let's go with this one. Since I do have less hairpins to work with. I'll have to, get more. I do have a stash, but like, they're not easily accessible from my room. I keep them with my sibling, and she's the one who hands me extras. We have over 100 of them, so she knows to help me replace them when I inevitably lose them. There we go. And I think we'll go with a pin here, and then a pin on the other side just to keep things in place. No, that's good. We'll go with 2 pins on the right side. Yeah, by the way, my camera is mirrored. Let's go with that. Let's go with this. There we go. Much better. I can't wait for my bangs to grow back. They've already cut too short, but they're already like getting there, so it won't be long now that I can cover up my left eye again if I wanted to. Part 5. The Dogged Dreamer. We have taken in many patients who, after giving up their dreams, are now living quite well. Oh, wait. Before we continue. Reminiscence. Yes, okay. So we unlock them now. to great commercial films, an extravagant era, a colossal empire. Dispatch one commercial film actor to speed up the reminiscence. Commercial film? Not commercial film, not theater. So the fool wouldn't do anything, right? I doubt Bet would either, but let's see. Oh, yeah, not I caught him. Where's Bet? Bet is the person who plays a lot of the background extra roles. Commercial. Hmm? Oh, okay. So for this one, you don't have to guess. They'll just straight up tell you. Okay. Well, Bet and Sweetheart it is. And that will bring a mirror with them. And Sputnik. No, Miss Radio. For moral support. Reward is 1,000, please. Oh, but it takes a full 8 hours. Well, that'll be perfect. I'll collect these. I can collect it on Sunday then. Yeah, so I can do all of them at once. That's fun. Legends of Old. Actually, no, I don't have to read this in narrative, of course. It's not the anecdote per se. Legends of Old. Much like a baby's fear of the dark, people's fear of ghost stories often stems from the unknown and thoughts of death. I don't have Anna and Lee, so A Knight, Blondie, Click, as well as what's her name? Poltergeist. Hello, Wysa! Talk show frenzy. We assure you that any satire or humor from the host is never intended to be hurtful. Dispatch one on-screen persona to speed up the resonance. Oh, Centurion, who does magician shows on TV, films it literally. Her alt is like the filming crew comes out to film her doing her magic trick. Triple T or TTT, who is literally a girl trapped in a TV screen, and Onion, who runs a news show. I wonder who else would fall into that one. Like, is it the character I haven't rolled yet? Tooth Fairy, Vila, Jess. No, they're all like off screen, I think. Is there anyone else who could be like on screen? Oh, I can't think of them. Oh, Beth and Sweetheart. Interesting. Oh, I see. That's how they do it. Okay. So if I want to be able to do these, I need to collect the image boxes. Okay. But wait, even if I do all of these, that will still only really be 5,000, won't it? I don't think it'll be 10,000. Huh. Weird. Okay, I'll have to like collect those rewards tomorrow then, during our Genshin stream. Because I am real curious about that. But let's continue the story for now. Part 5. The Dogged Reaper. The finished reels are piled up like a mountain. They reflect Brian's furrowed brow on their surfaces, his struggle and embarrassment laid bare on the mountainside.
No.
This one's no good. It just doesn't carry the weight of what I want to express. The symbol I'm totally missing, and the framing's all wrong. He removes the reel, replacing it with a new one. He watches in hope. This one too. The props are all over the place. Miss Winnifred, you really shouldn't have eaten those grapes. They were meant to balance the shot. Another reel is set aside. He sighs in resignation. This one's even worse. The composition has been completely ruined, and the props you added seem to symbolize some kind of material desire. Just totally confusing the image of the film. Which is totally confusing the message of the film. Insinuations are terrible. Winnifred nods at Brian, offering a polite apology.
You're very diligent, Mr. Brian. I'm sure Mr. Danny will be pleased with all this. Of course, I'll give you a glowing review for the work you've done.
I'm not sure I understand.
Once again, you prove that my coins have been well spent. It appears I haven't lost my knack for striking a good deal.
It's not just about the money, Miss Winfred. At least, not for me. He stares at Winfred, who appears indifferent to his declaration. After a moment's hesitation, he cannot help but go on. Miss Winfred, with all due respect,
Please.
we should reshoot this material. Over the next few days, I'll prepare more reels and plan a new script for you.
Oh.
I can't lie to you, ma'am. The truth is, the footage we have now is almost totally unusable. It's monotonous and hollow. And even with the sense of editing, it won't meet the standards of a truly great documentary. I'll handle any additional costs, you just need to... Winifred cuts him off.
I don't think that'll be necessary, Mr. Brian. I've seen the shots. They're terrific.
Brian's tone verged on vexation.
What?
You have to be kidding, right? Look, we'll watch them again. And I'll explain the major flaws to you. Then you'll see for yourself. I swear.
You're an outstanding cinematographer, Mr. Brian. You don't need to prove that to me anymore.
Why?
Then why won't you agree to my proposal?
To be honest, I don't really care about the quality documentary. All I need is for it to be made and become a shiny new addition to my display case.
Don't you care about its artistic value at all?
Absolutely not. But being in vogue, that's what really matters. You have to understand that women of a certain social class are only interested in the new, and trends can change the drop of a hat. If we don't hurry up and finish shooting this thing, I'll be left in the dust by a prestigious circle chock full of treasures and opportunities. That's what I'm really afraid of. Could you imagine a has-been, an outcast of the new age, bankrupt without a penny to my name? I've seen that story out more times than I care to recall.
She shakes her head, dramatically, as if the very notion chills her to the core.
I see.
I understand, Miss Winfred. Let's get on with the shoot. Brian shakes his head. He lets out a long sigh, but says no more. Oompa loompa doopity doo. Time to shoot the small talk segment. Miss Winfred, I'm not sure if I'm the right person for this kind of chat.
No. It's fine. We can make do with what we have. Now, let's get started. Just relax and talk about whatever interests you.
She leans back, settling into a comfortable position on the sofa.
Okay.
All right,
May I ask?
forgive my nosiness, but have you really never believed in the existence of vampires?
I've been around, Brian. Seen a lot of places and met many people. But I have never once laid eyes on even half of what you would call a vampire. Of course, plenty of people have tried to buy some secrets from you. And believe me, were there any credence to these rumors, I'd be working to profit from them myself.
She shakes her head in resignation.
But
But how do you explain your appearance? Time seems to have no effect on you whatsoever. If that's not because of some special bloodline, then what else could possibly explain it? Money. Sometimes, the answer's far simpler than you think, Mr. Brian. Money is a potent magic. It grants everyone who possesses it a longer life, a healthier body, and a more radiant appearance, regardless of the era.
Huh.
Naturally, I am a beneficiary of its largesse, and shall continue to be so.
Okay.
Well, you're not wrong about that. But... He closed his notebook. I must say, I never imagined your answer would be so pragmatic, yet so profoundly cruel. Winnifred nods, fully understanding his frustration. The truth will never satisfy everyone, but that's the reality of the situation. Trust me. I'm truly sorry for you, Mr. Brian. Brian's disappointment deepens. He rises to his feet. Miss Winifred, I'm afraid I'll have to withdraw my invitation. You're not fit to play the role of the vampire in my film. You're nothing like her. Not at all. You're the vampire of our world. A dyed-in-the-wood capitalist. The final shot is complete. Rest assured, ma'am, Divine Union Pictures will edit the film and send it to you as soon as possible. We won't delay your pursuit of Leah's craze for a second longer than necessary. Brian bows in her direction and departs, not looking back. Goodbye. I wish you all the best, Mr. Brian. Never meet your heroes.
And so, that was the last time I ever saw Miss Winnifred. I couldn't accept her choices, just as she couldn't stomach my stubbornness. A huge, irreplaceable rift stood decisively between us. I no longer believed she had anything to do with the fantasies of my childhood. I even started to think that everything I once firmly believed in was laughable, absurd even. After that, I threw myself into a career more concerned with reality, and I tried my best to awaken from that unreachable dream.
Ah, okay. And that's why he wasn't able to make any really great movies. Because he stopped putting passion into them.
I couldn't really say whether I succeed in my ideals or in my career.
Guess that's why they call it Dogged Dreamer. Part 6. New England Dream. The work belongs to the production company, to the investors, and to the business plan, but not to the author.
Hey!
Hey! Extra! Extra!
Look at this.
Hang on.
The highly anticipated movie New England Dream is about to hit the silver screen. Another masterpiece following the brilliant tradition of Nosferatu, Dracula, and the Curse of Frankenstein. Witness the most pure and flawless vampire in film history, guaranteed to make your heart skip a beat. Behold the mysteries of an immortal race. May I have a newspaper?
Thank you.
15 cents. Thank you, ma'am.
Look!
Today's big news. The movie New England Dream is about to premiere.
Oh wait, hang on. This is still America. I think I just confused it because it has the word New England Dream. But I don't think this is actually England.
Extra, extra.
No, I'm gonna stick with the voice I gave him now.
Curtis have been pouring their claim on the film. Renowned critic Maxwell praised intricate details and imaginative dreamlike plot. Director Brian Finn has once again created a masterpiece.
Oh, he did make his vampire films.
The chairman of the International Illumination Film Festival lauded its aesthetic framing and composition. He cites a strong Finn style, which indicates Finn's active exploration of the vampire subgenre.
The eternally youthful image of the female lead is unforgettable. A Hollywood masterpiece with quintessentially a European flair. The preview was a huge success, garnering rave reviews. Okay, so he did chase his dream? Oh, but it's a long time after. Okay, 1970s. The newspaper in Brian's hand is crumpled to a ball and thrown to the floor.
That's too far. This is all wrong. After the preview, I repeatedly emphasized to everyone that the film absolutely cannot be released in its current state. It's still riddled with serious flaws. It needs further revision. If I can't fix them, the film will never reach perfection. It'll never live up to this ideal everyone has of it being some kind of masterpiece.
He paced the office, scratching at his increasingly sparse hair.
But months have passed, and I haven't changed a thing. I have delivered the final cut of the film today.
He falls tactically onto his chair.
What do I do? How can I present such an unfinished, fractured piece of work?
A determined look comes across his face and shakes his head.
No. It would be an insult to vampires. A colossal stain on my directional career.
He stumbles to the desk and grabs the phone, the dial spinning like a whirligig.
That's right. I must postpone it a few more weeks. Just a fortnight will do. I'm sure I can find some inspiration and fix all these problems.
Before the call can connect, a visitor arrives at the office door.
Brian! You've been dodging us for months!
I know you're in there! The door flies off its hinges and crashes to the ground.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Mr. Brian.
Hey! What in God's name are you doing? You can't just break into people's property like this.
You know why I'm here, Mr. Big Shot Director. How many times have you put off the release of this picture, pal? Do I need to remind you? Or have you come up with a new excuse?
Brian is momentarily speechless.
Why?
I've told you so many times that the preview went well, and all the critics love New England Dream. So what's the problem, buddy? What are you still not satisfied with? There's no way this film will tarnish reputation in any way. In fact, this will shoot you to superstardom. It'll be huge. The next big sensation on the lips of everyone in Hollywood.
I don't care about any of that. New England Dream is my lifelong work. It has to be flawless. It's...
Enough! Don't you see you're hurting everyone involved? Do you have any idea how much money we've lost to make this happen? The whole crew's livelihood is hanging on this thing. You planning on dragging them down with you?
Yeah, a lot of work goes into making a movie. It's why those like credit screens always go for like minutes and minutes, because so many people have to like work around the clock to make a movie happen. And at the end of it, it's like months, if not years of work that goes into it. And the longer a movie is delayed, the longer that, yes, they are tied to it, but the harder it becomes for like them to like keep it on their resume and get new work afterwards. Because even as like they are filming, that is still time lost that they could be spending on doing other projects. I say, even though I'm not really in the industry. So take anything I say with a grain of salt. I might be an editor, but like only of YouTube videos. Brian's face turns red, but he still stubbornly clings to the copy of the film in his hand.
I see. I understand, but New England Dream isn't ready for the big screen. We need to stop promoting it immediately. Lower everyone's expectations and apologize in the press. Don't worry, I'll write the apology letter. I see little time to fix the problems in the film.
Shoot.
You've totally lost it, haven't you? He waved his hand, signaling security personnel behind him. Grab the stuff. We're done waiting.
Please.
Come on. Hand it over, Mr. Bryan. The notebook. Swuggled his brief. Bryan collapsed to the floor. The audiences, the theaters, and a boatload of investors. And I've got again. The audience, the investors, and a boatload of investors have all been waiting for it. New England Dream is more than just your baby. No! You can't do this! It's my life's work! It's not finished! Please. Get back to me. I promise I'll make it perfect. He's a perfectionist director. Like a Stanley Kubrick or something. Ah, 1990s. Please forgive me. Please forgive my dragging feet and hard head. It wasn't until today that I finally mustered up the courage to send you a copy of this film. Regrettably, even after 20 years, I have never been able to perfect the final edit, to find those missing pieces. It's tormented me endlessly. I hope it doesn't repulse you. Sincerely, Brian Finn. What's wrong, ma'am? Ever since that reel landed in your lap today, you've been all shades of blue. You even dug up that old newspaper. Bless your heart. Still so attached to these old things. She carefully moves the film from the projector. The film that has traversed a great deal of time and distance to find her. You've kept it in fine condition. Thank you. Just doing my job, ma'am. Are you sure you're okay? The woman looks at her in the same way a worried mother looks at her child. It's okay. I'm fine. She runs her fingers along the aged Persian sofa, feeling the subtle textures under her fingertips. So much time has passed. Don't you worry, ma'am. Even though my eyes aren't what they used to be, I can still say that. You look wonderful. The Lord's been kind to you, that's for sure.
Huh.
I need to step out for a moment. Regrets? Alright, 2 more parts. Looks like we're gonna extend the stream a little bit here. Well, I say extend, but like, I wasn't planning to stream in the first place, so it's not really an extension. So much as it is just like me playing a little bit longer. But I guess I have 15 minutes left here. Plus any extra time, like another 15 to get anything done that I want to before we raid out. So like 30 minutes I'll set for myself here. Let's not overexert. Yeah? Part 7. The Departure in New England. 1 roll of film, 23.7 kilograms, more than 70 years of struggle.
Oh no!
Dad's condition seems to be getting worse. Blah, blah, blah. Dad's condition seems to be getting worse. I'm really worried he might... His sister shushes him.
Shh. I think he's fallen asleep. Let's not wake him. It's been so long since he had a good rest.
I had no idea he had so much on his mind. Even now, he can't stop thinking about his vampire film.
That's a good thing, Robin. That's a good thing.
The daughter murmurs to herself, tapping her fingers on the edge of the bed.
At least.
At least Dad still got something to hang on to. I think that's what's keeping him alive. In spite of his bad eyes and old war wounds, it's by God's grace that he's still here with us.
But
I do wish that could fulfill his dream. It's not the sickness that'll do him in, it's the regret. The kind that eats away at you. The old man's grip on his notebook remained strong, as if something immensely important still gnawing at him. So I guess we figured out from this story here that the beginning monologue he had about not being a particularly talented director was just his own like self-image. Clearly, he's very successful in his career, and people know him, and his investors like hung around to like keep like investing in his films. So it's really just that he couldn't meet his ideal. For as much as he claimed that he kind of gave up on his dream, by the 70s he was clearly still like chasing it, and by the 90s, even then, like he must be like 80 years old or something. I assume he was still like chasing after that dream. Man, can you imagine chasing after a dream for more than 80 years and not having it fulfilled? At least, not in a way that satisfies you. I can't say if that's commendable or if he should lower his expectations. Though I guess, because other people are involved, he should lower his expectations. Because again, when it comes to making a movie, there are so many people's livelihoods are run and can be ruined by his perfectionism or by a director's like need for a standard. Tough. It's tough. Suddenly, the old man cries out, his body trembling as if in the throes of a nightmare.
That's my final say. Don't let anyone else try and sweet talk me anymore. I won't have it.
Dad?
No name. Don't put my name on it. It's got nothing to do with Brian Finn.
Desperate and helpless words spilled from his quivering lips.
I don't give a damn. It is not my movie. I loathe you. All of you. You either had it screened it. And now to stay on my name forever.
shoot.
Darn it. To hell with you, investors.
The old man gasped for air, seeming to calm down for a moment.
Oh dear.
Are you alright? The doctor! We've got to get Dr. David here now! Just hang in there! A little longer! Just a little while longer!
Hurry up!
Robin, quick! We need to hurry. I'll go with you.
Alright! The children rush out the door. The room returns to its original calm. Brian looks like a baby, tucked in a cradle. Footsteps approach, a sound both alien and familiar, creaking on the wooden floor. Eternity? The old man struggles to rise and forces open his eyes. He is desperate to see.
Is that you? Have you come at last?
That beautiful silhouette sits beside him once again.
Mr. Brian. Still as frantic as ever, I see.
I'm sorry. My apologies, Miss Winnifred, that you have to see me to the state.
Everyone's day comes. When youth and vigor quietly slip away. We claw at it, but we're ultimately helpless to stop it. Be it you or me.
She chuckles.
I've seen stories about you in many newspapers over the years. Your career's been a successful one.
No. Those empty accolades are nothing to boast about. Besides, I didn't put my name on New England Dream. Investors and I never saw eye to eye. He took everything, left me with nothing but the original copy.
The old man took his notebook, falling silent for some time. Finally, some cautious words leave his mouth.
You get the film I sent you?
Huh.
Of course. It's well made. Beautiful visuals, exquisite costumes, and the plot's interesting enough. A superior vampire film. Your vampire had a long life, but you still maintained original purity and enthusiasm. It was touching.
But
But
The old man fumbles for words, unable to articulate a complete sentence.
You want to know what your film is missing, don't you?
if you're willing to tell me,
Time, Brian. Time.
Brian's fingers loosen, and the notebook opens to a blank page.
How do you view time, Mr. Brian? Time is neither our friend nor our foe. It simply is. It passes over everything we experience equally and without mercy. Maybe money and the special bloodline you believe in can stave off the erosion of time on our bodies. But how can they resist its impact on our hearts? Your New England dream granted her eternity. But why did you cruelly deprive her of the right to have her soul worn away by time? It's a story so beautiful that it's almost a dream, but it destroys itself in its own beauty.
Miss Winifred, your insight penetrates to the core of my work.
Brian closed the notebook, his wrinkles smoothing out as resignation comes over him. Yeah, he just kept chasing that ideal, but even eternity is telling him that's all it is. It can't be a reality, even in a fiction.
You always saw straight through me, didn't you?
I'm not the vampire you hoped for. I'm just an ordinary person. A person bearing a curse.
Of course. Of course you are. Knowing this now, clear as day, I feel all the more regretful.
His face flushes red as he's struggling against something formidable.
Time will change us, reshape us beyond recognition. This is a painfully obvious and dismal fact.
So,
It's precisely because of that fact that I searched so hard for a true vampire. I was trying to convince myself that there's a treasure in this world that's eternal, something untouched by time's cruel hands. It was entirely out of my own selfishness I did so. It was this obsession that led my film forever incomplete.
Brian his notebook with a stubborn resolve.
but
But it's almost impossible for me to let go of this selfishness. I've been wrestling with myself for over 20 years. Even until... until now.
Huh.
It must have been a long and brutal war.
that's right.
You couldn't be more right. It's claimed the twilight years of my life, left me bedridden, sightless, and battling illness. Yet I couldn't change a thing.
A gentle sea breeze whispers by.
Mr. Brian, there's something important that I think you're overlooking.
The breeze gently caresses Brian's stiff limbs. Water? Part 8. This is you forever. A memorial page that is far from being a proper memorial. When does aging catch up with us? Is it when we can no longer leap 2 steps at a time up the stairs? Or when the past is quietly forgotten and the number of white bottles in the cabinet keeps growing? Or is it when time finally arose the promise of our childhood dreams and we were forced to leave them behind?
Miss Winnifred, don't you think my stubbornness is meaningless?
Not in the least, Mr. Brian. Because you found something that isn't eroded by time, haven't you? To this day, time hasn't changed your ideals. You still hold them tightly, unwilling to let go. I admire your conviction.
There we go. Even if they can't be reality, it doesn't mean we can just stop chasing it. Principles and ideals. The old man perks up, as if he'd just been given a dose of adrenaline.
I suppose I'll achieve the ultimate victory soon then. How wonderful, Miss Winnifred.
Remembering something, he strains to lift his head again.
So,
Then, will you still accept a copy of my film?
A soft sigh falls upon his ears.
I'm sorry. I can't accept it.
yes.
Yes, I understand. It's not good enough. It's much too insignificant among your exquisite and unique collection.
No, Mr. Brian. It's because it's too precious for me to endure its eventual loss. How long will this roll of film last? 30? 50 years? Maybe a little longer? It's cruel to make someone so old see something so precious fade away. She has to watch it as it's worn by time, witness its shape warp and curl, just as she has countless times before.
Brian smiles helplessly.
That's right.
Yes, you're right. Now I can fully understand what you're saying. Besides, I can't run away in a huff like I did when I was young anymore.
Huh.
I have a gift for you too.
Please don't, Miss Winfred. I'm so old now. I can't repay you with anything of value. Are you trying to return that same pain to me?
Winifred doesn't answer. Instead, she stands up slowly and approaches the bed. The cool sea breeze seems to draw near. A few drops of warm liquid fall on his face like soft rain, or like a voice that's long been absent.
Mr. Brian, I remember those sighs from long ago. Green, timid, pure-eyed, but also filled with immense courage and passion.
I can see!
Warmth rushes through every inch of his body, like an athlete finally returning to familiar track. Strength gradually returns to his body. He breathes deeply, his lungs filling with fresh air. His vision clears, and the hands before him, still youthful and unscathed by bullet marks, clasp together in disbeliefs. The sound of the tide becomes clearer in his ears. It is the earnest echo of that time, more than 60 years ago.
Are they all alive?
Tables, chairs, and books swim in this boundless blue sea, tacitly dancing the same dance he saw all those years ago.
Oh,
I remember this dance. They danced so well, so joyfully, that made me forget all my pain. His memories awaken.
yes.
Yes, this is it. This is the house from my dream. I've returned. Miss Winfred, was it you? Have you given me this dream?
Mr. Brian, What a pleasure to see you again.
She reaches out her hand, as if greeting an old friend after many years.
It's true.
It's really you.
So,
It's always been you, hasn't it? He reaches out a trembling hand, as if trying to touch that dream from his childhood.
Yes, it's me, my friend.
Time flows forward. The water rises, and silently falls back to its origin.
Hurry up!
Dr. David, please hurry! Dad's just in there! They open the door.
Dad!
The room has returned to its original state, indistinguishable from when they left. The old man on the bed no longer stirs, his mouth curved into a slight smile, as though he had drifted away into a sweet and peaceful dream. The notebook lies on his chest. No longer clutched in his hands, it has fallen open like a silent tombstone. A new page is presented, one bearing elegant handwriting and still wet ink.
Thus, he lived a life fulfilled. He never owed anything to anyone, be they colleagues, lovers, children, or friends. And not for a single moment did he ever abandon his ideals. In memory of a brave old friend who steadfastly held to himself amid the raging rapids of time.
And that is Eternity's Anecdote. Admittedly, the story was not as centered on Eternity. It seemed to be more focused on this Brian Finn character. But it's still a very beautiful story nonetheless. I somehow appreciate more that they're still keeping Eternity's immortality here. Well, seeming immortality a secret. But gosh, am I curious. I wonder if we'll find out one day what her deal is. Because her voice lines, even her voice lines and her item descriptions are like very vague as to how she's like lived this long. As I send you off, keep in mind and remember that Decap Video is creating a Creative Commons Attribution, non-commercial share alike, 4.0 international license. Off you get.
You can ring my